Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan. Running pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
Shout out to my boy KG leaving the studio. You have a good
KG.
show or a good day too, my brother. Enjoy your weekend. What's up, everybody? It's the Braylon Edwards Show with Anson today. You see Anson Wells, the man, the myth, the legend. And I always have on a little bit of green somehow, at least today at work.
You do it on purpose.
At least, well, it's green and blue, a little bit of mixture.
Just
little
looks
Seahawks.
so good, man.
How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great. I just hope Cam is prepared for the voice sound levels today. 'Cause I'm gonna be getting loud.
Well, first of all, Cam.
I just turned your levels down there.
Sweet
so we got
potato.
you.
Sweet potato. How you doing over there, brother?
What up, though? Fabulous Friday, y'all.
That's right. We made it.
We did
We
make
made it. And speaking of made it, I could not make it
Hallelujah.
without my right hand, and that is the man, Kool-Aid. How you feeling over there, brother?
You know, I'm holding up. I'm keeping it together. The
Oh.
Pistons are gonna be all right, man. But no, I'm good, man. Glad to
Pistons
be here.
gonna
The
be the
energy
death
went
of
up when I got into the building, man.
It's Friday,
Shout out.
man. It is Friday. I'm a little bit exhausted, man. It's been a long week. I don't know how everybody out there, welcome in the chat and everybody. We appreciate you for always tuning in, showing that love, representing and showing love for Woodward Sports Network. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if it's been rainy and a little
Yeah, I think it's
gloomy.
the weather.
If it's been
Great all week.
work, mental drain, family, sickness, and doing all those things. Just it's one of those Fridays where I'm excited it's Friday. And as much as I love you guys, I'll be even more excited when it's 4 o'clock today. How you feeling, Anson? What's new in your world? It's been a while since we have had a chance to do this song and dance, if you will.
I've been busy building up the Woodward farm system.
You've been kicking ass too, by the way. A
appreciate
lot of
that,
these, a lot of the interns, a lot of new people that you see working for Woodward Sports, whether it's on the morning show with Sean Baligian or our show, Big D Energy, the heavyweights.
They're everywhere.
100%, even the live. It's Anson. Anson's making it happen, man.
Appreciate that. We're batting about 900 right now.
Appreciate the work
We
you're
brought
doing.
on
Yeah.
20
Shout out.
interns, and only 2 have not panned out. Now, I expected maybe to be batting 300, 400.
Here we go. That must be 2 of the individuals that used Gemini or ChatGPT for their resume.
Oh, my goodness. I got to be honest. The one dude sent me
Like
Woodward Sports internship subject title. Body of the message.
he sent you the question that he asked.
Well, no, I mean, it said, Woodward Sports internship,
Okay.
so I know what to look for. Body of the message, hey. Just hey.
Hey,
If you're watching right now you know why you did not get called back.
That's tough.
I had another one.
That's tough.
Doesn't matter whether he's on the left or the right, but he was hell-bent on bringing politics to this workplace. We talk sports, so we don't have to talk about politics. But honestly, the amount of AI written responses blew my mind. At least half,
look, and I get it. AI
Way of the world now.
AI is
That's
very
a takeover.
serviceable. It does a lot. I use AI from time to time when preparing certain things, but more so just to get stats,
That's
just to
right.
get numbers,
It's
and then
impersonal,
from
Brett.
there, I take that and I create my own stick. I create
That's right.
my own spill. I create things that I want to add to it. It's kind of like when you cheated back in the day. You didn't copy paste.
You got a few of them wrong.
You got to copy.
You gotta
and then
get a couple wrong.
Erase a little bit. Erase a little bit. I'm just joking. I never cheated. Wink, wink. But excited to be Friday. Excited to get to the day. And Anson has some good things as it relates to divorce. Also, Brad Holmes conversation. He haven't had a chance to get in and talk about Brad Holmes. A lot of people pointing some guns. At Brad Holmes based on the moves or the lack of moves and the things that have happened in the last 12 plus months or so. So eager to get your thoughts on that.
Oh, yeah.
But what is this weekend for you guys? What's everybody doing this weekend? Let's ease into the show. We know what happened. Look, Michigan won, first team to go undefeated on the road in conference play in Big Ten since 1976. It was Indiana and Bob Knight. They won a national championship that year. So kudos to my alma mater, the Detroit Pistons. They did not fare well again against Victor Alien Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. So a lot, we'll get into that later. What's everybody got going on this weekend, man? Tonight, I will say, baseball is back.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Hey, and some more weather is back. We're looking at the 60s this weekend, some rain and stuff, but I'm going to be in the woods.
60s this weekend?
Yeah.
I'm going golfing.
Of course you are.
I'm
It's going to be
going
rainy, though.
I have a poncho.
I bet you do.
I have umbrellas.
You got the cover for your,
Have the warm
for your
gear.
cart, too?
You said I do.
I bet you do.
Well, I don't, but I know where to go to be able to use
I
those.
like
type
those. When
things.
it's raining, you got that whole little tank covered up. That's fun.
What do you think about some of these moves? Let's pick your brain while Kool-Aid's over there doing his thing, getting us ready to rock and roll. Think about some of the moves that have happened in the NFL, whether it was the Chiefs, whether it was the Chicago Bears with the big move yesterday with Buffalo. What have you what have you seen with some of these moves?
So, Mr. Moore, DJ Moore, that got moved. This is a guy's name that you and I have been talking about for 2 seasons. We talked about it since they drafted the catfish, Mr. Caleb Williams, and we talked about having DJ Moore. Then they go and get Odunze. Then they obviously draft the rookie last year. When you look at what they've done with this move, it's celebrated everywhere right now. This is such a great move for the Bears. If only the Lions would do this. TJ Hawkinson. Remember TJ Hawkinson? Remember when we traded him and everybody? We got some breaking news.
That's confirmed.
You were cooking with some grease. Let's get back to that. But this right now a little bit bigger
I saw
than
your
that.
attention broke. I was like, what we got going on the back wall here? Big news.
My apologies. Breaking news. As you can read right here, Taylor Deckard has requested and received a release from the Detroit Lions. Scroll to the next graphic, Cam, if you will. I read that for the good people in the chat. I'll do my best, if you will. Let me turn around. Things change. 145 games started, 3 playoff appearances, 2 division titles, a decade carrying the shield. I fully intended to do it once again, but my time as a Detroit Lion has come to an end. In the weeks since notifying the team of my return, there have been numerous discussions, many of which were surprise to me. Sounds a little similar to Alex Anzalone last year, if I do say so myself. And we could not find common ground. Therefore, I decided to request my release. I am opting for a clean and amicable close to what has been such a beautiful 10 years going to war as a Lion.
Somebody check on Maz.
It has been the absolute privilege of my life to be your left tackle for the past 10 years, and I am forever grateful for the opportunity the Ford family and the Lions organization afforded me. Signed, Taylor Deckard.
Someone check on Maz.
Whoa!
For real.
Wow, that came from out of nowhere. So another spring has just sprung, man. Like we were talking about this on First to the Whistle.
Yeah.
This team has so much to replace, and Bray, you've been saying it. And now we thought we were cool with Taylor Deckard. Now, not so much.
Well, he didn't look right last year.
He didn't.
He's 33. I've gone on and on about how this team doesn't retain 30-year-olds.
Right.
And this is kind of similar to if Ragnow limped into last season. You don't get any experience or growth out of your young offensive lineman. Yeah. You keep a guy like this that's really just holding you in place in a failed season of last year. You're bringing it back this year, right? And you're not allowing yourself to move on and to get that left tackle in the future. Maybe it's Panay. Maybe we bring in a right tackle. But this has to happen now. It has to happen sooner than later. This is a blessing. However, we will be talking about Detroit sports divorces later today. Maybe this gets on that list.
I just think it's the conversation, the language in there is very interesting. He said we had discussions, but basically I didn't like what they were saying. That's what it sounds like to me. It didn't seem like my time would be valued for the year that I was coming back, and they may have been asking him to take a big pay cut.
100%.
And that's exactly what it is, the pay cut part of it.
And maybe a play cut. One thing that I have to point out with this situation,
this puts you even further behind the 8 ball now.
100%.
Because now this means that our first round draft pick has gone back to the left tackle position. Like remember we were entertaining. Is it going to be Akeem Messidor? Is it going to be Cassius Holloway? Yeah. Is it going to be a defensive end that's there? Is it going to be a package? Is it going to be a move down situation? Now you're right back at square one as it relates to offensive tackle. It's probably your number one necessity now.
So I want to look at something different on this one that I wanted to bring up with Monty. Didn't get a chance to be up on the desk until today. We've heard about the "you just left the Lions" parties.
Yeah.
that former players threw for players that had just been traded or left the Detroit Lions. Now, this hasn't happened during this current regime, but you hear Sean Baligian and many others talk for decades that when you got out of Detroit, former players threw you a party. What I saw out of Monty, the writing was supposedly on the wall. He comes out that next day and he says, no, man, this is Cap. He's like, I sat down with Drew Petzing. He's committed to me. He's committed to the run. I'm here. Next day, he's gone. He addresses the Detroit fan base. Really one of the best goodbyes I've seen from a Detroit sports player. Followed up right by this. Clearly, Taylor Decker had intentions of being a Detroit Lion for his 11th season. Clearly, he intended to be a big part of that push to make the playoffs, make the Super Bowl as a starting left tackle. They told him otherwise. He is leaving Detroit. He is not retiring. That's what I got from this. But this guy is leaving in a very respectable manner. We've seen this happen 2 times, and I know it hurts, especially these 2 guys, Monty and Decker. These are Detroit Lion favorites. But this speaks volumes to how far this franchise has come. And I know that doesn't make you guys feel better, but it should, because it was just 5 short years ago that this type of divorce would have elicited a very different tweet going out.
Yeah, that's all well and good, and you're absolutely correct. Like, now there's respect between the front office, respect between the players, and that'll go to future players that play for the Detroit Lions.
We
but
hope.
Let's stay in the now. What does this do for the Detroit Lions? There's no Taylor Decker. We understand the money. They couldn't agree on that. They want a lesson, because he won't be the first person that day has to take a pay cut. Like, all those guys that got the big deals, whether it's Panay, whether it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, whether it's you name it, they need to get some of that money off the books to make the moves, especially now. What does this do for the Lions' offensive line woes? You legitimately now, you don't have a center. You're trying to figure out the left guard. You believe you have a right guard, maybe center and Tate Rowledge. You have Panay, that's it. Where do the Lions go right now? What do the Lions look like?
This might be a Linderbaum move.
Yeah.
This might be a situation where you move Panay to the left, you let your young guys sit at guard, you get somebody for that right tackle, because now you're moving Panay over to the left. And you can find a right tackle in the draft a lot easier than you can a premier left. Somebody that you can develop and move around initially. But I think with this news, unless these guys go out and make a trade and you see their first 2 picks in the draft be offensive linemen, I think we're going to see Panay on the left side now.
Yeah, this goes back to the conversation that we were having yesterday, Cam as well as Kool-Aid. Now it puts in a position where, you're losing players trying to figure out what you're going to do this upcoming season. This is a very serious offseason. This is a very, very, very critical offseason in terms of acquiring free agents, making moves in the trade, and then how you draft. You just lost some key pieces already, David Montgomery, Taylor Decker, and now you have to rebuild your offensive line for the running back that you are going to pay $20+ million to. This is an interesting situation.
To me, it's the Lions signaling to the fan base and to
we're drowning,
and to the team that
we're drowning.
Well, the offensive line is drowning,
Yeah.
and we saw that last year. We saw it in Week 1. We saw it resurface in and out throughout the season. Really cost us major games that we should have been winning against Pittsburgh, against Minnesota. And you look at this now, and this team is being honest with us, being honest with themselves, and being honest with Taylor Decker at this point. Their focus right now, and it always has been, is the offense. But the offensive line was set it and forget it. At this point now, they are saying we have to take care of this offensive line and rebuild it right now. We already made the mistake of trying to limp in with Ragnow last year. It didn't work. They're going to try and do the same thing with Decker this year? No, they're not. And they're telling us right now, this is the focus of this team. Everyone wants an edge. It's all about the offensive line now.
Yeah, 100%. I think if this move has happened, so what it tells me is that Panay Sewell's playing left tackle this season. Like, this isn't going to be trying to figure it out, bringing in a guy. And no, Panay Sewell is probably going to be a left tackle this year, which means that first-round pick, 17, unless you choose to move higher, that's where you're going to go get Caden Proctor. That's where you're going to go and get the big guy from Clemson. That's where you go and get the right tackle. Easier to train a right tackle for a rookie year versus a left tackle. So now Panay's your left. Your rookie's going to be your right. And then whoever, is it Cade Mays? Is it McGovern? Is it Tyler Lindenbaum? I pray.
McGovern. I have
Buffalo.
no problem. That's
100%.
number 2. And honestly, for the price, it might be a better move than Lindenbaum.
So that means you got to get 1 through the draft, You have one already, and then 2 in free agency, because now I think this is a guard as well. Guard, center, and an edge.
And you need Ratledge and Mahogany to play their ass off at guard.
Man.
Say that again.
This is
You are going to need Ratledge and Mahogany to play their asses off. That's for sure.
it's an interesting situation.
Did you see the red-headed mullet that looks like Ratledge's
I did
brother at the draft combine?
Yeah,
Might be a lion.
You're from Iowa.
Yeah, from Iowa, Gunner.
Yep.
And he's from Iowa, too. Get that boy to Detroit. Let's go.
Plays offensive tackle as well as guard. I think that would be a situation for the second round. That would be a good second round situation
Little
for
depth
the
piece.
if you can get into.
Just an absolute dirtbag on both sides of the line. Just all business, baby.
Cool. You got to put something in the chat, man. You got to put something along the lines of, how are people feeling about this situation? Obviously, clearing money off the books. The Lions are, before this move, they were 38 and some change behind. Now you get $11.2 million off the books for Taylor Decker. Now you're getting closer to being in the green, still in the red. This puts us at 20 and some change. Getting that money off the books is going to be key for the Lions to try to make some of these moves that they're talking about in this offseason.
I just text Maz.
Just
Checking on you after the Decker move. We'll see what his response. He's struggling right now. He's struggling with these trades that he's seen from other teams. The one yesterday with the Rams really, really hurt him. The point I was starting to make before this news on Decker came in, everyone is so excited about the DJ Moore move and saying, why can't the Lions do this? This wasn't a shock to me or you. You and I have been saying since last year that we felt DJ Moore, based on his actions on the field and the comments that he had made, even though he seemed kind of happy this last year because they were winning, he wasn't the number one target on that team. That team's been shopping him for a year. They finally found a taker. And everybody here in Detroit thinks that Ben Johnson's a genius. We did the same thing with TJ Hawkinson our first year that these guys were here. And I remember the flagship, as they're called, and everybody else in town absolutely attacking that move, saying it was terrible. Looks pretty good now, all right? And the fact that a bunch of things that Brad Holmes has done for this team kind of mirror the things that are going on in Chicago right now, I just don't understand how people are so against Brad Holmes right now. I'm hearing people calling for their jobs. The morning show, it's just absolute chaos because Maz is melting down over his lack of doing things. I think people forget how hard it is to find a good GM. And first and foremost, guys, you guys saying who's going to go first, Brad or Dan? I know y'all love Dan, but how many times have you seen a GM get fired before the coach, right? Yeah. That doesn't really happen. So who are you going to go and find to replace the best GM in Lions history?
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to replace Brad Holmes. I think these are just these are just right now, talking in the moment.
Vocal minorities?
Yeah, 100%. But you know what, Anson? We talked about this the other day on the show. I think for people in Detroit, including you, although you will stay loyal to a fault, I think everybody is just giving Brad Holmes just this carte blanche, as well as he's done this, he's done that. Oh my God, we have this, and you remember 23, and he took Penei Sewell, and he could have took this guy, and all these things they're talking about, and they're in the past. And I feel like you talk about the last 2 drafts as well as the last 2 off seasons. There have been some moves that you can point to. You're like, I don't know about that one. I wish it can be better. And I think people just ignored that at the time because it's Brad Holmes. He drafted Jahmyr Gibbs. He drafted Brian Branch in the 2nd round. He got Sam Laporta, who was damn near all-pro rookie year, that you ignore.
How did he get those picks?
Some of these, he had 2 first rounds.
But how did he get those?
22 and 20, the Rams.
Did he pull a trade to get those?
Yes.
Do people forget that, it seems?
Yeah.
Like, he orchestrated the move to get those picks. He traded the best quarterback we'd had since Bobby Lane, 1957, right? And then he went out and he crushed it. In my book, he has one bad draft. This last draft, I think that we're going to be okay. I mean, it's not as spectacular as a few years ago. GMs make mistakes. This guy's dealt with tremendous amount of injuries, but this is the most maligned franchise in maybe sports. I know that the
malign in terms of what?
Just in terms of bad luck, deaths, broken spinal cord. I mean,
but what does that have to do with Brad Holmes?
It has to do with where he's brought us. And it has to do with the cutthroat decision he made to trade a guy that wanted out of town, a franchise quarterback. He could have said no. He didn't. He moved him. He got
Yeah,
those
because he
picks.
was just, but also too in that situation, like he's coming from Los Angeles Rams. How much of that conversation was had before he even got here?
Oh, sure.
Like we're giving him credit just
he-
like we gave him credit for drafting Cooper Kupp, for drafting all the guys. That wasn't him. Like he was a part of a team, a collective that really did well. They're still doing well.
They're still
in the Rams.
drafting excellent.
100%. So let's not say like, oh, it's the Matt Stafford. That's a little bit of both because I believe that deal was going to happen as part of him coming here.
Say we're going to talk about Detroit divorces, Detroit sports divorces in the second half. For me, I look at what he was able to do. What are you going to go get if, let's say, they go 9-8 next year, and the whole fan base is screaming for his head, and then they get it? Now what? Who are you going to go get, and how is it going to get any better than what we have right now? And I know it's not the Super Bowl that we desperately desire here, but it's relevance. It's the first time we've had 3 straight winning seasons since the 50s.
Yeah, 3 straight is kind of like that's,
Yeah, but that tells you how maligned we've been for our whole lifetime.
I get it, Anson. But at what point do you get to point out when somebody has made a mistake or two?
I agree.
At what point do you get to say that's not good enough?
When
nobody-
Enos Rakestraw was drafted, when you trade
thank you.
three third rounders to get a guy you barely play when you could have waited a round to get Chimera DK, he's made mistakes.
Okay.
100%. All of these GMs make mistakes.
They do.
I'm curious. Let's go find out how long it took Howie to win his first championship. Let's go find out how long it took a lot of these GMs that are revered, that we bring up on Woodward Sports all the time, in a coveting manner, hoping that this guy could be here next. And let's see how long it actually took them to win a championship. And were they handed an Eagles franchise that already had winning ways, or were they handed the lovable losers?
I just would say this. I would caution the extra blind support for, not saying it's you, the extra blind support for Brad Holmes when I'm looking at this situation where how long have they sustained the winning situation? Like legitimately, they had 3 years and then they didn't make the playoffs this year, and now you can look at all the moves that didn't happen last year. You can look at the moves that didn't happen.
4 straight years of over 500. My bad. 9-8 twice.
Right.
Now listen, if they go under 500 next year, it's a real problem. I don't think that happens.
At one point, the Lions were. I'm just looking at it from this standpoint. At one point, the Lions were 12-5 NFC championships with still 2 first-round draft picks. And they come back the next year, 15-2, still doing their thing, getting better and better. And now the next year, it's 9-8. You look at the moves that don't happen. You look at the players that are now gone. Taylor Decker was the heart of the franchise. He was Mr. Detroit Lion. He's now retired or released.
But he wasn't that great last year either.
Understood, but I'm just talking about where we were to everybody's excitement to where we are now. David Montgomery, he's the beast. He's the physicality. He's this, that, and the third. He's gone. The offensive line looks nothing like it used to look. You used to be ahead of the curve. You used to be ahead of the situation. So now you can choose, hey, look, we got this move. We have 2 first rounds here. We got a little bit of money. How about you did nothing with that? And now we're in a situation where we're 9-8. We released 2 players that were staples for this. We're trying to figure out the thing that made us great, which was the offensive line. There are a lot of glaring situations. I'm just saying, like, at what point do we say, I'm a bit worried.
That's why.
No,
7-10.
don't like
They're going to win 10 games next year. They'll be back in the
Based
playoffs.
on what?
Based on grit. Based on the talent I
Grit
see on
didn't
that
work last
roster.
year.
You can't tell me that the Lions roster at the end of 24 and at the end of 25, and I'm not trying to blame injuries, but that team that they marched out there into the playoffs with all of those injuries, back-to-back seasons, to me is not better on paper than the team we will start this season with. We get the benefit of a last-place schedule. I think that the talent is still here on this team. I think that they were literally just a couple of plays away from getting into the playoffs at 10-7. And I'm sorry, I know people will take exception to this. There wasn't one team in the playoffs this year that the Lions couldn't have beat had they gotten in.
Well, this ain't horseshoes and hand grenades because they didn't get in.
Oh, of course. But you asked me why I think that this coming year that they'll win 10 games and they'll be in the playoffs. That's my answer.
Yeah, I think they just struggle right now with the identity in terms of the pieces for the identity. You're struggling with that. You're struggling with the middle round picks that can sustain a franchise that add depth. You don't have that depth because you struggle in the mid round picks right now, and it just is one of those situations where you did a poll the other day, Kool-Aid. Like, where are you at with are you comfortable? Are you confident in what the Detroit Lions can do? Are you confident?
I'm super
And they're gonna
happy,
have a Super
super
Bowl
comfortable,
offseason.
and super confident in this stage of the franchise's life, more so than really I ever have been. Now,
It's
last year, the year before that, yeah, maybe a little bit more. But this window that we're in right now, and it's not closed, it's probably another 3 years. This window right now is the most enjoyable and meaningful Lions
is
football I've watched in my
cringing at
life.
that
It's
word.
a blessing to
Yeah.
me. I know that it's a heartache to somebody like Sean and to Maz. To me, it's a blessing. Like the Pistons, they're not going to win the finals this year.
Yeah.
They're really great. They're a year ahead. And the Lions, realistically, a couple of years ago, were a year ahead. So to me, considering, and maybe I'm a huckleberry, or a huckleberry, but or it's actually a hucklebearer. But for me, I've gone through nearly 2 decades of trash-ass Detroit sports.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
I'm just nervous, and I'm nervous from the standpoint that Brad Holmes did amazing in the NFL draft when he had 2 first-round picks. We don't have 2 first-round picks. This is not that type of year. We actually don't even have at the current time a second-round pick this season. And then also the place in which he struggles. The place in which he struggles is the free agency. Bringing in players, the right players that are not going to be injured, players that you're not going to have to triple down on like Marcus Davenport and Emmanuel Mosley, players that are going to be here, provide you longer than just 1 year. How many guys do I have to name?
So what, you don't want Cameron Jordan?
That's different. That's different. But like Cam Jordan he's a luxury piece right now.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a luxury piece. I think there's a lot to be done in this Detroit Lions team, and I don't have a track record of them being able to necessarily do that. Yeah. Let's get back.
How do you feel, Kool-Aid? Are you Chicken Little right now, or are you confident?
You know what? I'm still confident in terms of what the team can be, but in terms of its overall Super Bowl arc, I'm not that confident. Like getting back into playoffs, being back to one of those teams that they talk about and having some expectation, yes. But in terms of being a Super Bowl level team, that's where my confidence actually is weighing just a little bit. So
Who scares you?
it's not about who scares me. It's about what
No.
don't have right now.
Kool-Aid, you know what? No, answer that question. The division.
Yeah.
Like you're last in the division.
Yeah,
The Detroit Lions right now, forget the NFC, forget the NFL, they're last place in their own division. They lost to the Vikings twice. The Vikings have a better roster than them. If the Vikings get any quarterback that can get a first down, they're going to be dangerous. Green Bay Packers, better quarterback, better head coach situation in terms of the consistency. And then with the Cowboys, the Bears did this season. You're struggling in your own division right
Is
now.
he lying, Anson?
Is there
He's not
anything more
lying.
Detroit Lions than the best Detroit Lions team of our lifetime being
last place.
mired in the staunchest
the
NFC
truth.
North we've ever seen in our lifetimes? That is as lion as it gets.
No,
Catfish is coming for you.
What's
baby.
as lying as it gets is you
I
had
ain't
a
worried
chance.
about catfish.
What's as
Kool-Aid.
lying as it gets is you had a chance to stay ahead in that division. And you didn't take the necessary
Facts.
precautions. You didn't do the necessary
Facts.
things. I'm not going to beat Brad
What's
Holmes.
the one move?
Kevin Zeitler.
Oh, I'll give you that one.
Carlton
Kevin
Davis?
Zeitler.
Carlton
Because at the
Davis?
end of the day, you know what? I agree with Carlton Davis, but I won't even mention that one. The Lions, they brought themselves up off their own bootstraps as it relates to the offensive line that became the identity, and that made a great offense. You could protect for Jared Goff, and you can allow Sonic and Knuckles to do what they did in the passing game and everything else. That's the one thing I really am upset with Brad Holmes about.
And meanwhile-
because that's the one thing you really could have kept. You really could have kept intact,
Yeah,
and you didn't.
And meanwhile, they're trading 3 third-rounders for a wide receiver. They're trading for Donovan Peoples-Jones. I mean, like,
And
your focus is on the offense.
Paid him.
Paid
him,
Yeah,
and
your
then get
focus
him.
is on the offense. Focus on the part of the offense that made it go.
Let's do this. Big news. Taylor Decker released today by the Detroit Lions. He gave us a heartfelt speech. We read it. We'll come back, talk more. Where are you at with the Detroit Lions and Brad Holmes as you see his face?
Stoked or scared?
That says it all. You know
Put
what?
a poll up. Stoked or scared, Kool-Aid?
You know, we do have a poll up right now as it relates to how much trouble are the Lions in after releasing Taylor Decker, because now it's just something else that they have to
That's
figure
another
out.
form of stoked or scared.
You know what?
There it is.
19% of the chat says very high. Very high, code red. 29% of the chat says high. 24% says mid. 28% says low. Not much concern. But there's a lot of people who are, I believe, rightfully concerned. About 50% of the chat right now are sitting on that high to very high.
Oh, it's going to be interesting. We'll keep having this conversation, man. Braylon Edwards Show and Show. We'll be right back. But first, to get your message in on Ben Johnson. Look, whether it's a settlement or a verdict, they want all the smoke, man. He's been fighting his whole life, so let him fight for you. Ben Johnson Law, him and his team, they get things done. They get you the settlement, they get you the verdict, they get you the results. Results is a much better word because this is a results-based business, and they get the results you want. VENfights.com, so the fighter can represent you today.
Hey, I'm a little biased when it comes to Art and Jake's. Their very first location was in my hometown of Romeo, and they will be returning next weekend. They have a huge community support event. It is called the Romeo Lions Club St. Baldrick's Festival, and Art and Jake's is a premier sponsor. That takes place Saturday, March 14th in downtown Romeo. It's an incredible event. Brave volunteers will be shaving their heads to fund child cancer research. You can get involved right now at RomeoSB.com. Join the team, get your head shaved, or you can donate another way and keep those golden locks up top. Scan the special Art and Jake's QR code on the screen right now to donate directly to Art and Jake's team, and let's help them crush their goal.
Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. VenFights.com.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. With over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations, it's the gym for you. Now, everybody wants to work out at a gym when there's no judgment, the gym is clean, and there's trainers on staff. You know, sounds like the right gym to me. Sounds like Planet Fitness to me. We're all strong on this planet, and that planet is fitness. Or that planet is Planet Fitness, excuse me.
Hey guys, listen. I know that we all jock the hell out of Sun Cruiser. And it's not just because it's on the screen up here. We as a network have all fallen in love with Sun Cruiser. No bubbles, nice and light, 4.5% alcohol. It is perfect for the couch. It's perfect for tailgates. It's perfect anywhere. Just ask my man Sean, and even Neil will leave his bourbon on occasion to sip some Sun Cruisers. Get your cruise on with Sun Cruiser. Real iced tea, real vodka. Let's go.
And we back.
And we're back. I had to go run and grab some paper, man. This show is off the rails. It's freaking Taylor Decker. Before we get back into it, I hate when the microphone cord gets stuck on the roller wheel. There we go.
Yeah.
When Anson and I are having conversations, like, my thoughts and my feelings on the Detroit Lions and how they're going to be this year had nothing to do with Taylor Decker playing or not playing. That was more so you and I were conversating. Anson says he's perfectly comfortable where the Lions are. I beg to disagree. That's more so where that was. Still want to hear from you in the chat. Tom Mazaway, who he and I used to do a show together for quite some time. He's going to join us in about 8 minutes or so.
He's excited. He's actually not this upset about this.
But I agree. I'm not necessarily upset about this. The only thing with Taylor Decker was more so whoever's going to be that right tackle when Panay goes to left tackle, you get some work in there with the big fella. You get him, and then you get a guy that knows what he's doing. You get Taylor Decker on one side, Panay Sewell on one side for 9 games this season coming up. That's more so what I wanted. Him getting released, I'm not mad. They release money off the books. There's a lot they got to do. Money is the key. Releasing money off the books for him. You got $5 million off the books for David Montgomery. You're also going to have to restructure some deals. You're trying to get some cash so that you get out of the red, get into the green, because you're going to have to make a big move. I think we heard Albert Breer say it, maybe wrong on the name, but Albert Breer said he's heard that the Lions would take one big swing. The more you get off the books, the more you can take one of those swings, whether it's a defensive end for a team or whether it's a center. This is kind
of the Linderbaum money is there. Like the Linderbaum money is there.
But notice, this is all teams though. Like all the teams you've seen, they've been unloading. If it hasn't been a trade, it's been unloading. We need to get some of this money off the books. DJ Moore going to the Buffalo Bills was just as much about money as it was about the Buffalo getting rid of DJ Moore. So getting money off the books is going to be key for the Detroit Lions to make moves. So I'm not looking at the move like, oh my God, Taylor Decker's gone. Season's over. It's just more so now you got to hit on that pick in the first round. That pick has to be a tackle, and that pick is probably going to be one of the big fellas, either Clemson, Caden Proctor from Alabama, to play right tackle, and Panay shifts over.
For the people that are really worried about this team, you should look at this as a signal that the Lions are ready to move forward and not hold on to the past and those 2 seasons where they won a total of 27 games. Holding on to Anzalone and paying him would be doing just that. Yeah. Trying to milk one more season out of this guy when the offensive line needs to be remade would be doing that, be holding on to the past. So these moves along with Monty, I mean, a guy like Algier or Allgaier, however you say it, he's a guy that's younger that can probably come in for the same or less money and last here for a few years, So
Taylor Algier is from the Falcons?
Yes, sir.
One thing I do like about that is I think the money market for the running back is going to go down this year.
100%.
I think that's what you see. When you start to see some of these players rumored for 12 million, he could be 11 million. You're not going to see that. When you see, what's the name, franchise, Breece Hall at 14.3, that already kind of sets the market at a little bit lower.
Does.
And owners, one thing we know about owners, they do collude. And if I don't want to pay my running back, you're not going to pay your running back 100%. So 100%, it's going to be a collusion as it relates to running back position, so you will be able to get one. One thing I don't want these Detroit Lions doing, there was a guy that came to the building yesterday, okay? Jedrick Willis. And if you listened to Big D Energy yesterday, shout out to those boys. They do a great job. Spinny cracked all the jokes that you needed to see in Jedrick Willis. He's played 4 games in the last year, 3 penalties in those 4 games, and he had a bunch of other things happen. If you listen to words out of Cleveland, they have anything nice to say about Jedrick Willis in terms of how he plays the game. Is this a move where he was in yesterday, Taylor Decker gets released today, is this your right tackle? Is this your right tackle you're bringing in going into the offseason? I'm just a little leery. If you're bringing him in as a depth piece, fine. But if you're bringing him in as your starting right tackle, ladies and gentlemen, we got problems.
For a team that doesn't go to the podium and tell you what they're going to do, they certainly telegraph it a lot. I mean, like,
hey, don't look over here.
How did you know Sione Vaki was going to get picked? Because he was here.
Yeah.
Because they brought him to Detroit. Tyleek Williams, how does Spenny know that? Because he was here. They brought him to Detroit. These guys are very deliberate on personality and culture. When it comes to injuries and play and skills, it's not as easily deciphered. You know, we like to think that they go for these great skilled players. But when it comes down to the man and the personality that they're bringing into Detroit, the writing's on the wall without them telling you.
Yeah, it's just one of those things for me where we want to watch how this situation plays out. I don't know what I don't know, and I'm not a GM, so I don't know that. I got to wait and see how this thing plays out. I got to wait to see how this team gels. But just from the outside looking in, the Detroit Lions, when they were ascending, they legitimately had the best or second best offensive line in the game. If you want to give it to the Eagles, I'm cool with that. So you have the second best offensive line in the game. You have the best backfield in conversation maybe ever. I don't think it is, but it's one you could put in that conversation. You know, I'm biased. I played in 2005. I can name a couple of different backfields, but you have the best backfield, the best offensive line, the best offensive coordinator at that time. You have all these bests. Now you don't have that guy, and there's a question mark on what Drew Petzing is and why he was released in Arizona. There's a huge question mark on the offensive line because of the moves you chose to not make last year as well as make. And now also you have this situation where you're losing players that were cornerstones. That's just where I'm at. And I think that's where people are just a little bit scared what the Lions are, or nervous. Scared is the wrong word. I don't do scared. I won't do scared. Nervous, I definitely do.
I think we got really comfortable with this team really quickly because
too comfortable.
Much like the Pistons, in my opinion, they were ahead of schedule. The window's
never closing.
But they were ahead of schedule. You know?
But you know how you stay ahead of schedule? Sometimes you got to make some of those moves that.
And that's what they're doing right now, I believe, with this Taylor Decker and with Anzalone. And the fact is,
this is called playing catch up.
Well, sure, but they're not doing it next year. Yeah. They're not limping Taylor Decker out there for one more year. They're not extending Anzalone in his 30s. They're willing to move forward. And I think that the hardest thing for the Lions fans right now is this is everybody's favorite Lions team we've ever had. I mean, I love Barry. I love Megatron.
Players.
But in terms of a team, this is the favorite team ever. And we've fallen in love with these guys. I mean, we heard somebody float the idea of trading Amon-Ra St. Brown. And that guy almost got chased out of the city because we love these guys. Yeah, Rico Beard looking for clicks. But
I do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, for real. But no, so this, again, we're going to get into Detroit sports divorces in the second hour here.
This is a divorce.
It is. And all these divorces from these guys that showed us 15 wins, the most in Lions franchise history, every one of them is going to be hard for us to say goodbye to. But the fact that the Lions are willing to move on from Decker should be a sign. Now, we still got to see that trade or that big free agent splash signing to accompany this. And if it does come, I think that everyone should feel more confident about the direction that this team is going. Now, if they go and get some retread from Cleveland and that's all that they're going to do, then the alarm can go up a little.
Before we get to the Super Chats, Kool-Aid, because I know you're cooking. I know we got some people talking, and we appreciate you guys tuning in. Big news today. I'm glad it happened on this show. Yeah. It's Friday. It's go time. You asked about Howie Roseman. How long did it take him to get established? It'll be a little bit different in having that conversation because he was with the Eagles as an intern from 2000 and just kept working his way up. Okay. So it's kind of tough.
How long has he been the GM there? Did you get that?
Yeah, I do. He was intern 2000. He was salary cap counsel 0102, director of football administration 0305, vice president 0607, vice president player personnel 0809, general manager 1014, and an executive vice president of football operations and general manager 2015. So he's been the general manager.
Wanted, what, in 18?
17.
Okay, so he did it pretty quickly.
7 years.
He was never a quality contrul director?
He was intern. He never worked at Enterprise.
Shout out Osama Ben Johnson.
Yeah, he never worked at Enterprise. But realistically, I mean, once he became the GM, he did it in 7 years, and then he got back in 5 years, and then he won again in 2 years. So in 14 years, he's got 3 appearances. He's got 2 chips. Kool-Aid. Yes, what's going on in the chat, man? I know it's cooking over there.
It's jumping right now in the chat. So, chat family, you guys already know. I got to say, I appreciate you guys for being here.
Out,
Make sure you smash that like button if you haven't gotten the opportunity to. And if you did, you guys are cool. But the super chats are gone. Dante151 with the $4.99 super chat says, R.I.P. to Decker as a Lion. Thank you for your service for 10 years. I hope you get that Super Bowl ring. Just do not go to the land of Benedict Arnold and the Bears.
Oh, that would hurt.
Oh, man.
Well, they need a guard right about now. I don't know if they need a left tackle. Here's the question. Is he done playing football or is he just done with the Detroit Lions?
He's done with the Lions. That's what I took from this.
That's tough.
But here,
this would be a retirement
That's
letter otherwise.
tough.
But here, okay, hear me out though. Wouldn't he? He was gonna retire before the season, right?
No, that was what
wasn't
people
that talk?
said. That was all sports talk. That was hopeful sports talk fans and fan base here. Oh, if he retires, we get the money, you know?
Right.
But this guy wants to play. He's a warrior. And the Lions don't want him to play here. He's not retiring. Otherwise, it would say that.
Yeah. So, like, when I hear things and I see things like that, then that gets me, it pisses me off even more about last season.
Talk to me.
It pisses me off even more last season because going into last season, you should have had a beat on where your player was in terms of how good he was.
Ragnow and Decker.
That's what I'm saying. What the health was, how good he was, what he's thinking, what you see. When you turn on the film, ain't no way in the hell. I know Hank Fraley personally. There's no way he's turning on the film and like, oh yeah, this is good. This is suffice. This is what it is.
Hell no.
It's no way Hank Fraley watched film and didn't see, this coming, the declination, if you will. So even that is a little bit disconcerting.
Yeah.
A little bit disconcerting. Kool-Aid.
Yes, sir. Shout out to the people again, man. I see these super chats
Shout out
flying
to
in.
the
Michael
people.
Wary, $2 super chat says, now, do you fans still want to give up picks? Just about a week ago.
Yeah.
Man, just about a day ago.
It's like
Everybody was F them picks.
Everybody was less needing it.
So which line is more important? The O or the D?
Goodness, things have
Offensive
changed.
offensive line is more important.
Right. So now
The
everybody-
offensive line has always been more
So
important.
now everybody wanting that double legend edge setup. Would you rather be able to run the ball, or would you rather chase the quarterback around?
Ask these boys what I said yesterday as it related to Max Crosby. I said, you guys are idiots. It's not what you need. It's not what we should be doing. It's not what we should be paying for it. It's not what we should.
But it's sexy, Bray. He wants to be here, Bray.
Don't judge us. You like sexy things.
I'd love to have Max Crosby here, bro.
Sexy's overrated. I know sexy girls that don't know what's 2 + 2.
Hey, listen.
Sex is
this
overrated.
year's 17 and next year's 28 wasn't getting it done.
Yeah.
It was going to take a Lehman more. All right. So I love that you say that. Doubling down with this news today, that's not the move.
Yeah, 100%. That definitely isn't the move. It's going to be interesting to see what the move is because it's one of those years where this is no judgment. This is this is no judgment. This is no shot. This is just a real statement. I want to see what Brad Holmes is made of. Like, you want to talk about how good is Brad Holmes? You got one camp that everything that he did in 21, 22, and 23 has him on some type of pedestal where he's on the same
Free pass.
Where he's on it 100%. He's on the same level as Howie Roseman minus the Super Bowls, and he gets a free pass. Now you're having another camp rise up a little bit that's looking at 24, 25, trades, trade deadline.
What have you done for me lately, Eddie?
100%. This is the one. He was ahead, and now he's not. We're going to see what Brad Holmes is truly made of this offseason because, man, the Lions still have a lot of good. But they need some help.
Can we get Maz in here?
We can get Maz in here, actually.
Let's get him in here, and then we'll touch on some of
with
those
the shades
super
and
chats.
everything.
Maz coming in with the shades?
Shout out to the legend Tom
Where's he at?
Mazaway.
There he is, my man.
fellas.
Hey, I remember when we used to be together from 2 to 4. This is
What's
fun.
up? First of all, it
a
is
reunion.
good to see. This is the very first time that you've been on the Braylon Edwards show, man. It's not the same, right?
Hey.
I know. Hey,
I'm
happy
interviewing
to be
you
here.
now.
You know I got it. I know. I got it. It's no interview. You're just gonna let me bitch. That's what you're gonna let me.
100%, man. The mic is
You're
yours.
just gonna let me bitch.
You got the news.
Hey, listen. Hey, I know. I think we all knew that they kind of was going to move away from Taylor Decker. They were moving on from him. You heard him at his locker. You heard him. That's a man that was done. So, okay, the Lions look at it. Okay, we can save $20 million, $10 million, whatever the hell it is, and we're going to move on. And I really believe this, and I still think that they will move Penei Sewell over to the left side. I still do believe that. Okay, so
Yeah, we think the same.
they save money. I mean, it would have been nice if Decker stayed for half the money. But to give him $21 million plus, he gets $1.5 million bonus if he's here March 14th. All that kind of stuff. He was a Warrior. He was great. But you're not going to play 13 games and make all that money. I mean, the guy's not going to last 17 games. He's not. We know that. So, unfortunately, now that's another hole in the line. When this all started, I was like, please, Brad, just get me a true center. And then, of course, all the Max Crosby stuff comes out. How do you not get caught up with it? And 2 number ones and a player for him, Aleem McNeil, 2 number ones. If that can get it done, great. I brought up, and you're going to hate me, Braylon. You're going to hate me. I brought up J-Mo's name. I'm sorry, I did. I brought up J-Mo's name.
I don't have a problem with that too, man, because we talked about that 3 weeks ago, and I said, look, if you want to talk about getting a piece, you're gonna have to get rid of a piece. At the time, I didn't mind. I said you still had Sonic and Knuckles. You're gonna fix the offensive line. You have Laporta. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown. You can get another wide receiver. I said, you know what? If it helps you get one of those players, i.e. Linderbaum, i.e. McGovern, i.e. a pass rushing end that can help on the opposite side of Hutch, I'm all for it. But don't give it up for nothing. Like now, I'm in a space where if you give up J-Mo now, Maz, the offense it takes too many hits. Like, what is this offense with just Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs? That's essentially what we have.
And you still have Tesla. You do.
True.
You still have Tesla. I'm not saying he's the great white hope. I'm saying they drafted him because they thought they were going to get a Puka Nacua out of him because he's a handsy guy. Now, Puka's a freak. What'd they get him in the 5th round?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's a freak that they got. There's not going to be many of those. But this kid can catch the ball for sure. Now, look, I know J-Mo changes the way the defense plays. I get that.
Yeah.
But you know what? The offense, to me, is good enough. You patch the line, get me a center. If you have to move Ratledge over, great. Put a couple more tackles, guards in, whatever. I think the defense is the thing, man. You don't know what you're getting in the safety cornerback. You don't know if Terrian's going to be around. You don't know who Ennis Rakestraw is. You got Branch and Kirby. You don't know what's going on with them. And you got one guy that rushes the passer. I'm not signing AQM again. I'm not.
I agree.
I'm not.
The only thing
about Hassanin can get me 5 sacks.
Cap.
Fine.
That's cap. But fine, if you want to go there, that's good. My only thing is, man, to win a Super Hassanin getting 5 sacks. Man, Hassanin won't even be on the team. Hear me out on this one. To win a Super Bowl, you got to be great on one side of the ball, or you got to be damn good on both. The Detroit Lions, as currently constructed, they're not damn good on offense, they're not damn good on defense, and they're not great on either. So, what's the side?
They used to be. Yeah.
Maz,
They used to be. It started with Ragnow leaving. We know that.
Maz, Braylon, after this news came out, he says that Max Crosby is not the move now, that those assets would be better utilized elsewhere. I'm starting to agree with him, and I was actually in the trade for Max Crosby.
What?
I know it. 2 with Aleem, send it.
Man.
But now, obviously they moved off that deal because of Terrion. With this news, does this change your direction that you would funnel those assets?
No, I'm not changing. I'm going after the defense. I want to make the defense work. I think the offense, as it sits now, with a couple changes on the O-line, will be fine.
Yeah.
Now, look, I'm a Trey Hendrickson guy. Now,
you don't
KC
say.
Tells me Hendrickson doesn't fit the way the Lions like to rush the passer. I say, bullshit. I say, bring the guy in, pay him. He's going to be less costly than he was last year.
That's
He's
fair.
going to be less costly. Coming off an injury, he's 31. He's not going to get mega bucks. He's going to do good. But what's bad about putting that guy in and you don't lose any draft picks or players?
I love it.
Yeah, he's not a $45 million defensive end. I hear you on that. Maz, we've been talking about Brad Holmes last couple of days. I think a lot of people are trying to figure out where they are with Brad. See, that's why I want to ask you, where are you with Brad Holmes, and based on that, why?
Okay, as of today, I'm souring on Brad Holmes. I'm sorry. As of today.
Did the Montgomery trade start?
I'm going to give him. No, I like that trade.
Okay, perfect. Okay. I did too.
I like that trade. You don't keep a guy for $6-7 million that's going to run 5 times. You don't. So he's gone. You get a pick, 2 picks. You get a body. Maybe Hank Fraley fixes juice. Who knows? Who knows? He was a 3rd-round pick or a 2nd-round pick back in the day. I have no idea about him.
Three years ago.
Brad Holmes he's not aggressive, Bray. He's just not an aggressive guy. He's a good draft guy. He loves the draft. He loves the Senior Bowl. He loves all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to nuts and bolts, he's not with the big boys. He's not with Les Snead. He's not with Howie Roseman. He's not with Brett Veach of Kansas City. Kansas City has put the white flag up this year for 1 year. All right, Mahomes coming off an injury. They picked themselves up 4 draft picks from the Rams. But the Rams are the team to beat, man. By far, the Rams are the team to beat.
Last couple of years, you could put that white flag up, Maz, when you've been to 5 Super Bowls and won 3.
No doubt.
Yes.
You can wave that white flag for a year. I'll get back to you guys in 2027. Anson, any questions for Maz? Because I know you. Yeah.
Maz, I got to ask you here. You're saying that this Decker news made you sour a little more than you already are sour on Brad Holmes. To me, they could have.
No, I didn't say that, Vincent.
You're saying you're souring on him, and you kind of
more sour like today, but not because of this.
Not because of Decker.
Not because of this.
Okay, very good.
No.
So
not
to me,
all,
this
I just thought he was gone to begin with.
I think this is signaling their willingness to move forward, not only from Anzalone, but also from Decker, and not limping in and a couple years ago offensive line for nostalgia reasons. Let's move forward.
Agreed with you. I do. I think they already made up their mind. We're moving on with Decker. And then he said, oh, wait a minute. I can make $21 million? Maybe I will come back. And they were like, okay, you want to come back, but maybe we'll give you $11 million, $10 million, $9 million. And he said no. Now, I sent you guys a column from our friend Ari Mayeroff.
Ari,
the 33rd team.
The 33rd,
You know, of course, who needs a left tackle is the Chicago Bears. And it's Ben Johnson over there. I just wanted to put that out there to you.
Yeah, 100%. I think you're going to make a lot of Detroit Lions fans sick to their I think by mentioning that news, man. We were talking just about where the Lions are right now, and still a lot of optimism for where they are because of how good the skill weapons are, because you have Aiden Hutchinson, because you have certain players. But, the uncertainty of Kirby Joseph, the uncertainty of Brian Branch, the uncertainty of – it's just so much uncertainty around this team.
Sam Laporta.
That's another one. Is he another piece to potentially get moved?
Yeah, the rumor was he's on the block. Where did that come from? I mean, it just doesn't appear, right? Someone puts that news out there.
Let me take a step back, man. This has nothing to do with me being a football player. It has nothing to do with me being an analyst. It has nothing to do with a host. If I was just watching this situation, it just seems like the Detroit Lions have no clue right now. Like, it seems like the Detroit Lions have put themselves in a position to where they were ahead, they were doing their thing, they got a little bit even, then they're behind, and now, like Anson said, you're right, they are trying to move forward, but my question is, are they trying to move forward too late?
That's a great question.
Here's that's the problem, guys.
Because they're moving forward for sure, but did you wait too long?
I don't think they waited too long. I think these injuries. But you look at those 3 injuries
linebacker,
that he mentioned.
Edge, left tackle, center, guard, or left guard. Safety.
We wouldn't be in this corner having
They're not Super Bowl ready.
We wouldn't have to retool right now if we didn't lose Kirby maybe for the year. If we didn't lose Branch for maybe the year. If Laporta's back might keep him from ever being effective again. So it's a great question, but I think all of that happened in the last, couple months of the season, and now you're already moving away from Anzalone. You got this guy who's just not ready to play at the level that he was anymore. So it kind of all lumped on them at once, and I wouldn't say that they held on to guys too long. That would have been if we were deciding to move away from Decker next year, if we were moving away from Anzalone next year. At this point right now, you just got all this bad luck for young guys that are in their prime. We shouldn't have to move away from them already.
Maz, here's a question for you. What's the biggest and first move right now that the Detroit Lions can make for you that would get them back into a situation where you're like, Now that's a business team. That's a business decision. That's something to take serious. What's that move right now for the Detroit Lions that can legitimately have you put your head on your pillow like this and be knocked out because you're comfortable?
Get me the best center.
Okay.
Right.
Get me the best center in the game.
Center? Yeah.
I already knew
I
that
agree.
answer.
Yep.
Sure up that interior.
Maz, we're creeping up on the break here. I want to get something from you we're going to do here in the second half before we let you go here. Give me a couple of your most painful Detroit sports divorces. Not blaming, but we're talking about the pain that it caused you when you had to say goodbye.
Oh, wow. Well, JV, Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer walking away from the Tigers for nothing. When they got rid of J.D. Martinez for a bag of balls. It all comes back to the Tigers
Avila?
for me.
Yeah.
For some reason. Yeah. No, not Avila. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't like happening. Grant Hill when he left. But you know what? You got Ben Wallace out of that. That was a nice prize that we didn't know we were going to get, which was fantastic. As far as Lions go, obviously, it's Barry and Calvin retiring in their prime.
I thought you were going to say Stafford. I thought you were going to say Stafford.
Stafford, listen, you know that's my guy.
Stafford was right at the time, though.
With that Rams.
Yeah.
I hate him with those veneers. I hate him in L.A. But I swear to God, man, it kills me. It kills me that the Rams are this good and they get better this year already. How are you going to play them? How are you going? Who's better right now? You have one choice.
The
Do
Rams.
you want to be the Lions or do you want to be the Bears? I'm giving you a choice right now.
I don't ever want to be the Bears, buddy.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ on that one. In this current situation, how they're currently constructed and where they're going and what I believe in what they're going to do, I'd rather be the Bears in this current moment. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't change in September, but right now it'd be the Bears.
I can't say it. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Don't make me do it, Mass.
Come on, Anson.
No, I'm not doing it. You're not the catfish for my quarterback? No.
Yeah.
Give me Jared Goff.
You wish you had him.
No, I don't at all.
wish.
I wish I had Jaden Daniels
wish
healthy.
you had Caleb.
No.
We know that we know that unloading these contracts, you got rid of $5 million for Montgomery, you got rid of $11 million for Taylor Decker. Like, we know that unloading, they're ready to make the swing. The only question is, what is that swing? Is it a center or is it an edge? Those are going to be the two swing positions. Is it center or is it edge?
Did the Red Wings get anyone? It's 303.
Nah.
Did we make a deal?
Hey,
Speaking of sitting on your hands.
Monty replied to Decker's post, proud of you, buddy.
Oh, wait a minute.
Interesting
So,
stuff.
no, that's not interesting. That lets you know exactly what we said. That basically means when Monty went into that boardroom, they told him, look, we need you to take a pay cut. We still want you. We want you to be Knuckles, but we want you to be Knuckles at this price. And he said, nah, I'm out of here. And then that's when you hear the back and forth. Same thing as Taylor Decker is saying. He said, look, I went there, had conversations, didn't know it was going to be discussed this way. I appreciate the love. I'm a slide. He got undercut too, and that's what that is.
And that's a good good move by our GM, right, Maz?
Hey, that's a mic drop for Braylon right there. Drop the mic, man. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. No doubt. It just sucks, man.
See you guys.
We appreciate you, Maz.
Appreciate
Love
you,
you.
buddy. Enjoy
We
your
will see
weekend.
you
Love you,
soon.
Maz.
Lunch soon,
you.
brother.
Have a
Lunch
great
soon.
weekend, all.
You
Go
too.
Pistons. They play the Nets tomorrow. Get right, game.
Oh, yeah.
See you
That's
later.
the good bang.
550.
Yes.
All right, man.
See you, buddy.
Man, oh man. So we're good. You know, Maz is, he's not necessarily worried about this particular move, just more so I think it's like everyone else. It's the compounding moves when you go from, it's a real thing. Like, I know we bring up the past, but it's a real thing when you go from, one spot to another. You start compiling moves, and then you start to look at it a little bit differently. Yeah, I wish you could have had so many things while you were ahead of the curve. The Rams, they made a move. They're ahead of the curve, even though their quarterbacks, that's the same similar move the Lions could have done 2 years ago.
So knowing that this information came out, let's move the divorce stuff and let's move the Pistons stuff back to the last half hour. When we come back,
Oh, yeah, Pistons lost. Ain't nothing to
you
talk about here.
asked Maz a question that I want to ask the chat. Knowing this information now, what's your next move?
Well, you guys think about it. And while you think about it, we'll get a message in from Massage Chair Warehouse.
Hey, listen, I know that you guys are looking to take relaxation to the next level. So go on ahead and get a jump on this by scanning that QR code. So you want to visit the Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills. It is the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. They feature top-tier brands like Infinity and Osaki, and I'm glad to say that we've had the privilege of having those brands right here in our studio. So if you want to see what it's all about, make sure you guys go and set up your appointment. Experience the difference with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc and creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at The Wellness Doc. Book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or simply scan the QR code on your screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Hey, listen, talking about sports is real easy. It's what we do here. Talking about real life, that's not so easy. But at Woodward Sports, you are not alone, and neither is your mental health journey anymore. Pure Psychiatry now provides personalized psychiatric care designed specifically for you, not the cookie cutter plan that most of these other guys are giving you. They got 16 locations throughout Michigan, 2 more down south in Ohio. They make getting help accessible and easy. If you've been thinking about taking that first step, visit them at purepsychmi.com.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got Tully, everybody. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
Y'all know what's happening Sunday, the regular season finale between Spartans and Wolverines. LFG. Get that Caesar Sportsbook app. It's the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. You can place any bet up to $1,000. And if you lose, you get that bet back. All you got to do is scan the QR code, enter the code Woodward1000. And if your first bet does not hit, you get your deposit back up to $1,000. That's right, $1,000 back just for giving it a shot. Minimum bet $20. Download the Caesar Sportsbook app today, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code Woodward1000 or scan the QR code on the screen.
That bet hits on Caesar. You need yourself a beer to celebrate. And that beer is Sam Adams Cherry Wheat. Woodward Sports will be back at Art and Jake's for round 2 of the Michigan State Hoops Watch Party this weekend in Northville. And Cherry Wheat is riding shotgun for the whole thing. Get $5 shorts of Sam Adams Cherry Wheat at any Art and Jake's location across Michigan on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Saturdays. I thought $5 beers were dead. They are not. Light, refreshing, brewed with real Michigan cherries, smooth enough to sip all game, win or lose. Sam Adams Cherry Wheat. Please drink responsibly.
And we back.
Man, I love these like lists that they make. Everything's about lists. List this, top 5 this, top 10 this,
Saw it on the
2000.
list.
I saw a list somebody just sent to my DM and was like, man, they disrespecting you. So what you talking about? And I look at the list. It's top 10 Michigan players since 2000.
Was this Swanky Wolverine put it out?
F him too. Of all time. It's top. What would okay, since 2000, where would you have me rank?
2. Period.
2
behind Brady. That's it.
No, well, technically, I was better than him in college. But
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Just
It
better
says
coming
just
out of
at
college?
college.
But still, okay. But we had the discussion last year. Who's the most legendary athlete?
He split time in Michigan. Like he should be on nobody's top 10, by the way. Tom Brady should be on nobody's top 10.
College production,
yeah,
100%.
You split time.
I'm thinking legendary athletes that came from Michigan.
Yeah, just at school.
I mean, literally, if you're taking Tom Brady out of there because you should, his college production wasn't anything. Nobody comes close to you, bro. I hated you. I couldn't stand you, man.
So here's the list. They have Chad Henne, honorable mention.
Stop it.
They have J.J. McCarthy at 10.
He won a chip.
They got Mason Graham at 9. I thought he was a hell of a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Jabril Peppers at 8. Brandon Graham.
He was fun. I hated you guys then, but Peppers was the man.
Brandon Graham at 7.
Solid.
Braylon Edwards at 6. Jake Long at 5. Mike Hart at 4. Aiden Hutchinson at 3. Blake Corum at 2. And Denard Robinson at 1.
Okay, well, you know what? This was a 19-year-old intern that made this list, Brad. That's all that this is.
Shoelace?
Disregard.
Let me see.
I love him.
Disregard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, be
because Mike Hart had a better college career than that man right there. Are you on?
Yeah. No, they're just entertaining. Back in the day, I'd be on there like commenting. Now
They wanted to make it onto Woodward Sports.
No,
that's
funny.
all they did. They're like, just put Bray at 6 and they'll mention us on Woodward. Got your clicks, guys. Got your clicks.
Like 6. Like they talk about 4 all time.
Rico Beard right with that one?
Tell them you're welcome, bro.
Sorry, it's funny. I know who it is. It's a quarterback, former quarterback. It was David Cohn. I think he played quarterback in Michigan. Scrub. Anyway.
Scrub.
That's that word. I just don't like even Aiden. Like as great as Aiden's 1 year was when he broke the record. We had 15.5 sacks. He broke his father's record. Shout out to him. He had 1 year. Played 1 year.
So who's sitting on one on that list? I tuned out after
Denard.
I put you at 6. Shoelace.
Shoelace is the most electrifying player.
Yeah, he was fun to watch.
Next to Charles Woodson that I ever saw at Michigan. But you're talking about best.
If Woodson comes out in this century, there's nobody.
Woodson's the best player ever come to Michigan. So,
100%. My favorite college football player ever.
I don't have problems when they do lists and they're like, even though I think I'm better than Desmond, the wide receiver, when they put Desmond to him, yeah, he won a Heisman. Yeah, I don't negate that. Charles Woodson, I don't have a problem with that.
I was front row.
After that, it's like
players' family section, Michigan State, 97. And this man is 4 feet above the crowd, snatching that immaculate interception, man. Unbelievable play. Easily my favorite college football player of all time. And
Blake Corum was a really good running back, but I'm not putting him ahead of Tyrone Wheatley. If we're talking about like running back,
no, I mean
Tyrone Wheatley was
Donovan Edwards had a hell of a game against Ohio State. That kind of saved y'all there.
True.
Yeah, and he was pretty damn good. I don't know.
He balled out.
How did he fall off?
160.
I thought he was going to be good in the pros, man. He's still got some time.
All right. What we got in the super chats over there?
We got like 13 super chats still already. It's crazy.
Sometimes less is more.
Sometimes
less is more. Go ahead.
Charles with the $5 super chat. He says, at this point in the show, who are you going to point the finger at? Because someone is costing us players left and right. And he's saying, basically within that Lions regime, who are you pointing the finger at?
The turf. Oh, are we talking people?
Talking about Brad Holmes?
Yeah, Brad and Dan and Cole, it's the excuses or the reasons. Now you're looking at situations where a couple of these players and, Taylor Decker and, David Montgomery are gone. Alex Anzalone a year ago.
Who you blaming, Kool-Aid?
I think that this is the cost of doing business. We always knew that there were going to be some casualties. And it's not just the cost of doing business. It's the cost of doing business mixed with an unusually high amount of injuries, and some of those to guys we just paid. So it's a crazy, crazy situation right now with what Brad Holmes has to face. But I know this: no matter whose fault it is his responsibility right now.
True. Cam, you got somebody you're blaming? Got somebody on the Lions you're blaming for what's happening right now?
No, just lack of foresight, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, they certainly had it with Ragnow last year. Seems like they got a little ahead of it this time with Decker, though.
Yeah.
My answer, I'll leave you for last. My answer is going to surprise you guys. The blame is for the Ford family, not because they've been unwilling to spend or try and win, but I have said this for years, and you guys hate me for it. The goal of this team is to be successful and profitable and relevant. Pretty sure that the highest price tickets in the NFL last year, that's pretty important to this team. Do you think that this team would trade $50 million for a Super Bowl? The people up top? Hell no. Our fan base would. But I think that it goes down to 5 years ago and what the actual goal was. Of course, Super Bowl's part of that, but the goal was to restore this franchise to winning ways.
Yeah, it was to restore the franchise in winning ways, but once you do that, now it's time to take the next step, and that next step is providing players that can help you get to that next step, which is the Super Bowl, which is winning the NFC conference so that you get there.
What if they're so worried about having a fall off that they're dedicated to having 10 years of winning football?
Well, they had a fall off last year, and that's why your method doesn't work. And that's why I want to have a conversation with you, a very honest one. Like, look, if you want to save money, put it in the pocket. You get nervous. I want a penny pinch. I want to keep all this cash so that I can have it down the road, and I'm going to build through the draft. Well, what good is having money if you don't use it the right way? What good is having those monies if you don't have money now to take a swing? And all that penny pinching and build through the draft, and we'll just do a little bit at a time, and we'll keep transcending a little bit. They didn't make the playoffs last year, Anson. I understand it's injuries. Everybody goes through injuries. I'm so tired of hearing that excuse. It's a valid one, but it's also the NFL. San Francisco 49ers, how many players they have injured last year? Still almost had a chance to get to the NFC Championship
Yeah, they were
game.
impressive last year.
So it's one of those things where you were in a situation where you don't know what you don't know? Like Brad Holmes comes here, he does a knockout job the first 3 years. I mean, granted, that 2020 draft, you couldn't have gone wrong with who you picked in that five spot window. Like Penei and the 5 guys that came after him, they're all pro guys. So boom, kudos to you there. You chose Penei. The next year, you get Aiden Hutchinson. You had the number 2 pick in the draft. You had the number 2 pick in the draft, and Aiden Hutchinson fell into your lap because the Jacksonville Jaguars decided to draft Trayvon Walker.
Thank you.
Like, that fell into your lap.
No doubt.
Because if they take Aiden Hutchinson number 1, which is a smarter move for them, and now you're drafting Trayvon Walker, what does that look like? Or you had to take Kayvon Thibodeau. What does that look like? So you move up, you get Jameson Williams. So, cool. Kudos to you again. And then you have the huge draft in 2023. Like,
who's Braylon's finger pointing at, though?
It's the front office. It's everybody. Because as much as it's about Brad Holmes, it ain't just him. Because how often do we bring in Chris Spillman? How often do we say his name and being in the rooms and him having a part in it? And then we say, well, it's the Holy Trinity. Because Dan Campbell has a part of that well. Sheila Hamp is in that room as well. We saw her a little bit more. Everybody has some blame in this department and the moves that were made or weren't made. And now you put yourself in a position where we're trying to do the most that he's ever done and some stuff that we have not been able to see him do through his tenure as a GM, through their tenure as a franchise, as a regime, if you will. And now we need it all to happen this year. Like, now we put ourselves in a position where we were ahead at 12-5, still had money, still had picks. We were ahead when we were 15-2, coming off that season, had some injuries, we're getting some guys back, still had some money to play with. But because of signing a lot of guys early, not wanting to make moves on guys that were not drafted by the Detroit Lions, by not wanting to pick up guys where you're like, he's not a Detroit guy. He doesn't fit the culture here. He's not a grit Villain guy. All those things that you just said, nah, we're good. In fact, that's exactly what they said.
It's exactly what they said.
We're good. And now we're in a position where we're not. Now, I'm not saying it's over. We're just saying we went from we're good to let's offload David Montgomery. Let's offload Taylor Decker. Hey, what do you think about us potentially getting rid of Sam Laporta? Like, we went from being ahead to now this is a rebuild of sorts.
It's at least a retool. That's for damn sure.
Fair word. Rebuild too much. Rebuild too much. So this is a strong retool.
Yeah, you asked Maz a question, and we posed it to you guys in the chat. We want to hear from you. Get the super chats in. I'm sure Kool-Aid will pick a lot of them out, some of the best ones, in fact. I want to hear your first move now.
Cam Sutton. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sutton toast.
Well played.
That was
well played.
That was pretty good. that was. What are the best 2 free agents in terms of that Brad Holmes went out and got, and you initially was like, yes.
CD Deuce for one game.
I will give you that.
100%.
And I will not shy away from that. Coming out of what he did for the Eagles, going that Super Bowl year, there was a lot that you could point at to that he had skill, he had game. So that was a cat. You talk about catfish. Although what he did with the Bears last year, he helped them out tremendously. Okay, CD Deuce.
And then Carlton Davis. I was excited.
Same.
I was excited, man.
Because as good as Kevin Zeiler was, I wasn't excited until the season started.
Yeah,
and then I said, holy.
This guy found a home.
DJ Reader, that was one of people.
Yeah, Reader, I was excited about that, too. Not as excited as the other two. That'd probably be 3 for me.
DJ Reader was a hurt defensive lineman that I heard some not necessarily flattering things about, and he was coming from a franchise that I do not trust. I don't want anybody from Cincinnati unless it's T. Higgins.
Did you ever have a chance to go there?
Cincinnati?
They ever call you?
For what? For what? Luckily, they had T.J. Husband.
Cincinnati Chili.
They had T.J. Husband-Zali and Chad Ochocinco at the time that I got drafted. And those boys were a nice tandem. I still don't think Ocho gets the credit.
Mazzilli? Championship.
T.J. Hushmazzilli.
That was such a great commercial,
the infamous
man.
fantasy. Yeah. But no, they were good. Playing against them, it was fun watching them. But they were a wreck when you play them. Like, it was coaches arguing with players and players just arguing with fans. Like, Cincinnati.
You going to get a corner? Is that what you're telling me?
A poop show.
What's your next move?
For the Detroit Lions?
You're the Detroit Lions. You just let go of the captain of your old line, or the old captain. What are you doing next?
I'm going to get a center and edge. Like, same day.
Signing, or are you ready to trade?
You're offloading money for a reason, and I believe that's why they haven't made a trade move. That's why you haven't seen the trade come down the pipeline for the Detroit Lions. They're offloading money so that they can make that move. They haven't gotten enough yet. So I think it's going to be a paid move. I don't think it's a trade. I think it's a pay.
That would be great. I think that this is a hard pivot away from moving your multiple picks for a Max Crosby. I think you really have to go look and try and get Trey, and then you try and get Linderbaum or McGovern or This is a real tool for this team, and it is an anxious moment. But at the same time, like with people questioning Brad Holmes, it's kind of been we're good. Well, we all know we're not right now, especially with this news hitting now. What are you going to do, Brad? So I kind of like this moment for this franchise. It's a crux at this point. Like everything's been kind of smooth sailing. They hit all those picks after they moved the franchise quarterback, and it made for a pretty clear sailing, and now it's not. So we will truly see what this guy's made of at this point.
What we got going over there? Anything in the super chats, and also let's let the super chats roll, and then let's also get to the Pistons a little bit because I know there is some thoughts and some conversation. You thought you guys were going to get away from the conversation? Come on now.
Kool-Aid's chomping at the bit.
We need to see how you guys
right
feel about the Detroit Pistons after another loss to the San Antonio Spurs. But first, super chats.
Let me see here. Once again, thank you guys for being here. And go ahead and smash that like button. Shout out to the Red Wings, too. I see the chat is excited about that.
We got Justin. We got young hockey Justin going to join us at the last half hour to break those trades down as well as some Pistons talk.
100%. I appreciate that.
Let's rock. But Charles, another $2 super chat, said, how are you still promoting him? John, 199 super chat says, Panay back to left tackle, baby.
Yeah.
Ryan's reaction, 199 super chat, he says there's more needs than before Brad got here.
Ooh, I don't know about that, bro.
That's kind of interesting. Let me see.
Who was our running back before he got here? Who was our wide receiver before he got here?
Kenny Galladay? Oh, no.
I mean, come on. Who was our offense? I mean, we had decent offensive line, but name a defender on that team, man. I mean,
I will say this, though, but I agree with you 100%. It is this team for sure. But the fact that you have to – let me see. Who was on that team? I'm just joking.
That was a JV squad they inherited, man. Let's go.
The first 2 years of Lions was
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like they took this team over. It was JV.
Yeah, they made it happen because the conversation was the Lions are winning in spite of.
Mm-hmm.
That was the end of the 3-13-1 year. That was the 9-8 year. It was like they're winning in spite of. Then it turned into this is a pretty good roster, and then it turned into we didn't continue.
Yeah, there's some sky is falling fans out there, man. If you're comparing this team to the team that Dan and Brad inherited, man, come on.
I'll say this, and I'll let Kool-Aid jump in. The reason why they feel that way, Anson, is because for the first time in 4 years, I'd say, for the first time in 4 years, it's back to a situation where you're uncertain, where you're unsure. Going into every season the Lions have ever had, with the exception of the last 3, you've been unsure. Even when you had Barry Sanders, you were unsure. Even when you had Calvin, unsure. Billy Sims, unsure. Lynn Barney, unsure. You go down that list, Chris Spillman, unsure. The last 3 years, you haven't been unsure. You was like, man, like 2022,
squad.
You see what we got? You see what we got going on? Oh, we almost made the playoffs. 2023, this close. I won't bring it up again. 2024, 15-2. Now you go 9-8, and now in the 9-8 year, offensive line is trash. So many moves could have been made that weren't made. Moves like Kevin Zeitler, moves like Taylor Decker last year, moves like paying somebody on the defensive end to go opposite of Aiden last year when you had money and had the players, and those moves weren't made. And now you move on from Taylor Decker, who's been a staple for 10 years. I'm cool with the move, but I'm just telling you why people feel that way. So there's no left tackle. Well, there's no right tackle because we have the left tackle and be Panay. Then you move on from David Montgomery. I'm comfortable with the move, but for the people that are worrisome, David Montgomery's got 33 touchdowns in the last 3 years. On top of Jahmyr Gibbs, 44. It's 77 touchdowns or 78 they had. That's 78 touchdowns that you've had out of these two in the last 3 years. So now you go from feeling good, feeling great to who's going to be on the offensive line. Who's going to be the second running back?
Is Jerrion Arnold going to be in jail?
Can he cover it?
Like, for real, man. Like, honestly, you're going through this list of things, and you're starting to make me a little anxious, bro.
Degenerative knee surgery.
Yeah, I'm starting to get anxious, bro.
And then you got Kirby Joseph. It's like he didn't have the knee surgery that was talked about. It was, I'll wait, I'll see, I'll kick the can down the road on that. So how's that situation? The Brian Branch situation. Now,
the Terrion situation, the no more Max Crosby trade talk situation. So it is spiraling all at once.
Oh, hold on. The offensive coordinator situation. Like, so it's one of those things now where people, like, for the first time in 4 years, we're back to being uncertain.
Fair.
Yeah.
Very fair.
It's very fair.
Who else you got over there, super chat?
Oh, we got a lot of super chats in here. They just keep rolling in.
Smash
so
them out.
Keep going.
Let's crush
Freddie
them.
Felt, 199 super chat says, Grit is cool for Disney movies. We need moves ASAP. So he wants moves, not movies. Shout out to him, man.
Let's just need more Moneyball.
It does sound like a Disney movie.
Yep.
Or one of those new Pixar movies.
Jay Graham with the $5 super chat says Lions need to draft Vega alone. The offensive guard from Penn State at 17. He says draft Kamari Ramsey, safety from USC at pick 50. He's giving his solutions.
Yeah, guard, and guard and a safety. I don't know about guard off top. Like, you need tackle. Because if you're trying to tell me that Jedrick Willis is the answer at right tackle and then Panay is over,
Hey, I see you in the chat. Diam303 199 super chat says we're officially low-key rebuilding. He believes the record is 8-9 this season.
That's a retool then. If you're going from 9-8 to 8-9, you just retooling. A rebuild means you're winning 5 games next year.
And you know what? Michael Wary sent in $2
tanking.
super chat.
You're
tanking.
Yeah. Ione might not be a bad move, though, because I was just thinking, like, if they're serious about – I don't agree with the moving Tate to center. I think you really need to go out there and get a guy that plays center
100.
at a very high level. Like, we don't need to be experimenting at this point, because if he was that good at center last year, Graham Glasgow would have been playing right guard for you, which he was more comfortable with playing. With that being said, but if you're talking about moving Ione to right guard and then Tate to your center – that might be the move that they're trying to make. It's patchwork.
It is. It's duct tape on a hole on a boat.
Yeah. Go ahead, cool.
Yeah, especially for the unit on the team that you knew needed to be the best. You can't just kind of patchwork it or even have it be decent. Everything we talk about as it relates to who Jared Goff is as a quarterback, as well as what Jahmyr Gibbs is going to need stepping into even that much bigger of a role. It's like you want to get that one
Top
right.
5 scoring team last year, but it sure didn't look like it at the end of the season when we needed to beat bad teams.
Yeah, I mean,
they couldn't control that tempo. It's like they used 100%. To have a rhythm or a tempo to them that they could control, and
they scored 150. They scored 150 between the first Bears, Commanders, and Browns and Bengals game. They scored 150 points. That's how you get up there. But also to that point, don't waste Jahmyr Gibbs.
True.
Like that, we talked about this too yesterday, Anson. For Jared Goff, Jared Goff, when you provide him with protection, is showing you that he can be elite. He can be one of those quarterbacks to get it done at a very high level, even sneaking into the MVP category for 2 years in a row at certain points. If you're not going to, and then Jahmyr Gibbs, see what he can do in the last couple of years when you protect for him, even when you don't. If you're not going to provide the right type of offensive line, those two players can't be the best versions of themselves. And your offense can't be the type of offense that, puts people in binds, catches people off guards, puts them in positions where you outmatch. You got to protect those guys. Cool.
Yes, sir. On to the next one. But Michael Ware with $2 super chats. He says, offense wins games, defense wins championships. Max, come home. Come home at a discount only, though.
Just Raiders give them to us cheap. That's all I want.
Oh, man.
You can pay Max all you want.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, shout out to the chat again. These super chats are rolling. Yeah. We deep in super chats right now. Charles sends in a $5 one. He says, it says a lot when an organization doesn't even know what's going on with their own players. It's echoing the sentiments that you guys were sharing earlier.
I don't see that.
Are you talking about the Terrion Arnold situation, or is he talking about players like wanting to leave or wanting more? Or what?
That's what I think. As it relates
I think that they've sat down and they knew what they wanted, and they weren't willing to give it to them. And that's why you're seeing Monty traded and Decker moving on.
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things. Look, it happens in business. Business is business. Like, business happens. Business changes. What's necessary one day may not be necessary the next day or the following week. Things change. It's a part of business. Sports, but whatever business is a part of it. It just sucks. It feels like now all of a sudden we're being so responsive. Like, the responsive. It's reactionary. It's responsive. It's reactionary. It's rehab. Like, I had a doctor tell me one of the best things ever, and I followed that information for my last 3 years in my league. I wish I would have learned it earlier. He said, man, you should do prehab. I was like, what's prehab?
Preventative, baby.
100%. He said, like, get in there, just do little things every day after practice, little things before practice, little exercises, little stretches, little drills for your knee. Keep the strength in your VMO. Keep the strength in your quad. Keep the strength in your calf so you don't have knee injury.
What's a VMO?
Vascularis mass. It's something, but it's basically above the quad.
Okay.
It's around the quad. Like, it's where the quad connects to the knee.
Braylon Pierce over here, Dr. Braylon Pierce.
I mean, look, you get injured enough. You tend to learn about your body. But he said do prehab, not rehab. People do rehab. Oh, I'm hurt. Now I got to do rehab. Now I got to take care of myself. Prehab. Lions need to insert some of that. Once they get ahead again, insert that prehab. Stay ahead or stay close.
What else you got, Kool-Aid?
What he got is some Pistons, man.
Nah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
It's the 10 crack commandments.
All right, go ahead. More super chats, man.
All right.
This is crazy.
Run through them. Run through them like wildfire. Everything doesn't deserve a conversation.
Got it.
That's how we'll do it.
303, 499 super chat. It says the only way the Lions get better is to sell the team. 63 years of losing with the Fords. It's time for the Gilberts to own it, he believes.
You know what the Browns did at one point? The Browns said, to hell with this. As soon as they sold, what happened? Super Bowl.
Dang. You know, Charles sent in another $5 super chat. He says, the Demo response says it all. Brad trying to get the players to bail him out. Brian Warren.
That's a valid comment.
Yeah, Brian Warren with a $10 super chat says, do you think Dan's culture is hurting the team as well? Fred Warner said the full contact drills the Lions do in camp is a mistake on the same Brown pod. Thoughts on MCDC adjusting his approach?
It's one of those things where Jim Harbaugh, when I was with the 49ers, man, like Jim was nuts. And a lot of guys retired early or asked to leave the 49ers because of how those practices were. Eventually it slowed down and tempered out, and it actually ran him up out of there. He won't admit to it, but it ran him up out of there. That's a real thing. I don't know how much of that is Dan, is it Ben, is it others? Because I heard out of them Chicago Bears practices as well.
Injuries keep catching up with this team, though. So maybe there's
now
something
it's too
to
late.
It.
Yeah,
oh, for sure.
And
but
now you're already stuck into your ways.
Maybe he adjusts this offseason. We'll see. What else you got?
Yes, sir. 7 more in here. Dante 151.
They need to insert yoga, all that up downs and all that stuff.
Yoga, baby.
Go get you some tree poses in, man. You know what I'm saying? Get some upward. It was some downward dog.
What about that circulation?
Go ahead. Dante 151 499 super chat wanted us to know. Breaking news: Justin Falk is a Detroit Red Wing. Let's freaking go. He said he is that defenseman that the Wings need. Let's go. He's fired up about it. I know we're going to talk to our Justin about it a little bit later.
I'm glad certain teams around the city get it.
Some teams are getting it, man.
No, I'm just joking.
Keep them coming, baby.
Free agency doesn't start till next Tuesday, so we'll see.
Burn with the $5 super chat says 2023 hurts worse now. All the guys we had: Frank, Decker, Monty, Ben, A.G. Kirby. Dang, this sucks.
What hurts?
I feel you. That hurts.
What hurts about that, as I say, what's up to Burn, and shout out to Usher's Confessions, Thinking of Burn. It got voted Rolling Stone's greatest R&B album of the 21st century. With that being said, what hurts is the comments that were made after the game. Mm-hmm. Like the game itself hurts, the Kinderville and all that kind of stuff. Jennings with the one hand, Brock Purdy, I didn't even know he could scramble into that game. But what hurts is when Dan Campbell comes to the podium and he says, you know what? I told the guys, we never know if you'll get back to this game again. Oh, no, Dan, don't say it.
It's tough.
Yeah.
That is tough, man. But let me see here. $10 super chat from Spivey. He says, we didn't make the first time in 3 years, and the sky is falling in terms of the playoffs.
Right.
Come on, guys. We barely were good during the Stafford years. Holmes is the best GM we've had. He ain't perfect. We're not the Chiefs, who won 6 games.
Ding, 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 ding. I'll do it for Cam. Thank you. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, the Chiefs are Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes got hurt. So I wouldn't use that as an excuse. Not excuse. I wouldn't use it as a comparison. But, no, I get it. 100%. He's the best GM in my lifetime. He's the best GM that I've seen the Detroit Lions have in my lifetime. It's not even up for debate. I agree with you 100%. But at the end of the day, where you were is no longer where you're at. And just like that comment said, the glaring holes have changed. Like, there are more needs. There are more holes. There is less money. There are more players that you've decided to sign long-term, and now you're trying to figure out, hey, Aleem, can I get some of that money back? So it's not one of those things where the sky is falling, but you are no longer in the position that you were. And that's why these conversations need to be a little bit more serious. It doesn't need to be like, oh, yeah, we'll be good. We won 15 games 2 years ago. Yeah, that was 2 years ago. We went to the NFC Championship 3 years ago. That was 3 years ago. And those teams that you played, those teams got better. See, that's the other thing that people aren't talking about, because we focus on Detroit. So we're always thinking about the Detroit Lions. In the span of the last 3 years, look at where the landscape was in the NFC in 2023. Lions were up there. It was the Lions, it was the Eagles, It was the Rams, and actually the Rams had a down year that year. This is what's going on at that time. Green Bay still made it. Dallas, I think, was 12-5 at that time. Like, look at where the league has gone from 23 to 26 coming into this year. You know how many good teams there are in the NFC? You know how many rosters are getting revamped this year? Like, everybody has caught up, and some teams have passed you, including your own division. So it's not that the sky is falling. It's just that you were behind, ahead, now behind again. That's all.
Man.
Keep kicking them out, bud.
Definitely. And thank you again to the chat family for the support. Smash that like button if you haven't gotten the opportunity to. Diam, another one. He really wants them to sell this team. 199 says, my first move is Dan Gilbert. Take his check, Sheila. Goodness gracious.
Dan Gilbert. Man, we got to find Dan. Dan doesn't leave the house these days.
What else you got, Kool-Aid?
Randall Smalls, he says, can look at this as Taylor Decker is the last of the old guard. From the previous regime. He definitely was. Stephen Baffy. But the $10 super chat, the $10 super chats have been rolling in. It says he loves the Lions' moves to overpay aging players in declining roles with declining performances. Well, that's a SOL move.
No doubt.
Invest in Gibbs, Campbell, Branch, and Laporta over Demo, Glasgow, Decker. And I'm sure he would probably put Anzalone in there too, maybe. He says 100% yes. Wolver Lion Sports Talk. 49 Super Chat says, I am the owner of the new professional, what is this one? Eno Lornex team in Michigan. The Michigan Arrows are back. Bye-bye, Panthers. Hello, Arrows.
Okay.
Hey, shout out.
And take a look at that and see what you're talking about.
A little bit more information.
I don't know about
any more?
Panthers.
One more in there. Yep, $10 one actually.
Oh, appreciate that.
DNC ENT, one of our regulars, says, in my opinion, trading for Max Crosby is more essential than before now. Only paying him $7 million next year to help both the D line and the secondary. Tight on money, too many holes. Max makes Avonte Maddox look a lot better back there.
Real quick, I want to throw this in here
talking about of that where you could next year have a lower cap hit of about $7 million with Max Crosby.
Couple people questioning our fearless leader in the group chat as he put a bye GIF up for the Decker news. Nick Koloff said, Stick, is this actually a good thing? Stick, if someone isn't all in, they can be all out. This ain't show friends, it's show business. I like that.
I mean,
we heard it from the chat. Like, people are, this hurts me so much that we didn't win a championship with the guys in 23. I don't care who we win with. Let's just win one.
I don't mind that, but where Stick and I have an issue is Stick is so much of a fan that he doesn't think before he talks. He said, well, if they're not in, if they're not all in, then get rid of it. It's not about being all in. It's about the conversations that are had with players at certain times. The conversation that was had with Taylor Decker last year, middle of the season ending to now. What was that conversation, Stick? Please tell me. What was that conversation with David Montgomery when 2 years ago you paid him all this extra money talking about how great he was and we use you as running back 1B? You guys split carries and it's great. You get 800, you get 1,200. We're good. Now all of a sudden, hey, look, man, we need you to do what you said in that interview. You really gonna hand out water to Jared Goff and Jahmyr Gibbs? Because we can keep you if that's the case. It's not about being all in. Like, it's about this isn't for me.
I mean, if you're all in for the team, you're willing to take a cut.
It's not about being all in for the team. It's about both. There's a name on the front.
Sure.
There's a name on the front. There's a name on the back. And what has to match is consideration for both. It can't be all in for the team when I'm doing a deal that 97% favors you and 3% for me. Because, yeah, sure, you can tell me, well, you're not all in for the team. Yeah, because you treated me to 3% of the 100%. It's not about being all in. It's about some level of fair in a conversation.
Well, you guys have been all in. We appreciate the super chats. Keep them coming in. We are all in for some sponsorship right now. So let's head on over to Bray. You got something for us with Dr. Pierce, eh?
Dr. Pierce, you guys know him. You guys love him. He is the man you trust with the information. He is the injury insider for Woodward Sports. 248-426-9944. Scan that QR code. Michigan Sports and Spine is the place where you can go and get it together. Now, it's sports and spine, so obviously you think about the back and the legs, but they do it all there, man. They make sure you get the right diagnosis so you can get yourself together so you can operate the best way that body can. And also, tune in Tuesdays on Big D Injury, Thursdays on the Braylon Show with Shep.
My favorite Detroit holiday of the year is almost here. Tigers opening day, Friday, April 3rd, downtown Woodward Sports. We're taking you down there. We are getting it in downtown. We're kicking things off with a live broadcast all morning at the Grand Slam Opening Day Festival. Come hang out with us, talk baseball, get fired up for game time. And when the game does start at 1 p.m., you can head on over to Buddy's Pizza in downtown Detroit and watch the Tigers live with our very own guys from Woodward. Come and get a slice of the best pizza in town, grab a cold drink, and of course, kick back and watch the Tigers with us at Woodward. Friday, April 3rd, Detroit baseball is back. Come and celebrate with us.
Reason why I don't like even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shaq Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball. Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports. Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Black Rock Bar and Grill is always a top rock experience. You know what time it is when you come there, man. Whether it's Heartland, whether it's Ann Arbor, Novi, all the locations are the exact same. They treat you with the best. It's the best service in the business, and the food is fresh. I talk so much about the specials, I always forget to tell you about that 755-degree volcanic rock, the steak of the stone. In fact, home of the steak on the stone, where things are prepared to perfection, prepared the way you like it. Pull up at Black Rock. Doesn't matter when you go. It's always a good time at Black Rock.
Hey, uncomplicated and simple is what gentlemen love. And that is what you're going to get when you come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. You get to walk in, sign in, and before you know it, you're sitting down and one of their talented hairstylists are taking care of you and getting you ready to look good for the weekend. Lady Jane's, it's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
And we back.
All right, let me clean up my comment that I made before we went to break. As it relates to stick. Love stick 1,000%, and I appreciate where guys are coming from when they say they want individuals to be all in. The only thing that I don't like about that is when the shoe is on the other foot from time to time. When a player says, you know what, I'm about to play my contract. You know what, I think more money is involved. Let me get more money. What does the team say? What do the fans say? Fans say you sign a contract, it's up to you. So live out the contract. Why do you need more money? You shouldn't have signed the deal. The same is on the other shoe as it relates to the owners. When you pay me this money, when you sign the contract, in fact, when you agree to put these terms and say this is what I'm going to make, you offer me a deal, and I sign that deal. So when people say going all in, or you should be all in, if you're not all in, if you can't sacrifice for the team, here's what I say to that. When you sign, players are people just like anybody else. They have mortgages, they have kids, they have families, they have wives, they have jobs, they have philanthropic endeavors, they have community, have a ton of other things, and you get used to a certain way to live, and this is what you do. When you tell me I'm making $21 million, I set my life up, I set my year up based on that. And then because you made a mistake and you didn't prepare for the situation the way you're supposed to, now all of a sudden you want me to come into the office and you want to say, hey, look, hey, man, hey, how you doing, Taylor? Now, we know we were supposed to give you 21, but this year we can only afford to give you $9 million. Now, with that being said, you want to talk about taking a pay cut. If I'm making 21 and you tell me we need you to take a pay cut, okay, I'm for the team. I want the team to win. Because Taylor Decker's the guy that said, what did he say 4 years ago? I'm in for Dan. I'm in what the Detroit Lions are doing. Listen to Dan. I've seen a lot of bad things, a lot of bad coaches, a lot of bad regimes. I think this is going to be the one. Here's your staple. To go from 21 to 8, how am I going to take this conversation home to my wife and my kids? Oh, you know what, honey? I was supposed to make 21, but now we're making 8. But you know what? We got a chance to win the Super Bowl. I get it. You want to sacrifice for the team? That's real. I can sacrifice from 21 to 16. That's a $5 million sacrifice, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever seen $5 million? $5 million is a huge sacrifice. It's a fair situation. When you're trying to get somebody to go from 21 to more than half the money that they're going to get, how do I go home and tell my wife, hey, yeah, babe, we playing this year, but remember this and the things that we're going to do and da-da-da-da, we can't do them because I negotiated this deal because I was all in for my squad. That's all I'm saying as it relates to being all in. Be careful.
Hey, we got time to bring on Justin real quick to break down this Red Wings thing. I know that we got some fans in the chat that want to talk that Red Wings trade. If we can bring him up here and get him in for the last 5 minutes, let's do that.
We do. You want me to run through these 3 super chats?
We'll get them after Justin's done.
All right.
Because there might inspire some new ones from Justin while we talk about this new acquisitions.
Shout out to our guy. Hey, that dude,
there
Justin Satawa in the building.
What's up, y'all? Great to be here. How we doing?
We're doing good, man. Having a little discussion. You know, the Lions are still making moves, and apparently the Red Wings are too.
Yes, sir. They made a great move today. They acquired a veteran defenseman, Justin Falk, and he's exactly what this team needs. He's got a half point per game, so he brings a little bit of 5-on-5 scoring that we've been asking for. And I'm ready for this team to not just make the playoffs, but compete to win a playoff series. Of course, if you play against the Lightning or Carolina, then you're kind of in a wash because those are the two clear best teams in the Eastern Conference. But anyone else, this team's ready to go. This team is ready to compete. And I think that's something for Red Wings fans to get excited about.
I wanted to say, I had another question, but it wasn't about Justin Falk. You got any questions for me?
I just see him bouncing over there, smiling. I know he's excited. He's been waiting for this day, so talk to us. Tell us some more.
Perron, what about that Perron acquisition?
Dmitry Baligian, who they gave up in the deal, on top of a first-rounder and a third-rounder, that does hurt. And I did profile Booch to being a very good player in the NHL. However, this was a win-now move that they had to make. Right now, at their D-core, they've been rotating whatever works in whatever situation, but it's just not enough. ASP, as a rookie, needs to be floated and needs a little help, and this is what they're doing. They're bringing in a guy who's won a Stanley Cup, who's been on playoff teams, and he's still got a lot of good at his age. He arguably got the best price on the market. And I'm talking about Steve Yzerman. Steve Yzerman was patient, waited to the last second, literally last second. The trade got processed at 3:02, so technically a little late, but it was perfect timing because he was able to negotiate down because the market in the NHL this year has just been off the charts expensive, and he's been unwilling to pay a lot of premiums, but he did exactly what we as the fans asked. We asked him to trade for a very solid top four defenseman, which he did. He got the best D on the market, and then he traded for some depth scoring in David Perron, which it sounds like he's a week from coming back and playing, which would be huge because they traded Soderblom, who was just one of those jerseys that Todd McClellan has been talking about over the last week.
Does this put us over the top this year?
I think it does. I think this team is for sure a playoff team now. I think that this puts it to bed. This
that
team
gets me fired
now
up.
has the talent to do that for sure. And now it's more of are we going to win a playoff series? I truly have faith in this team moving forward. I'm so excited. As you can see, I can't really stop moving because I'm just so genuinely excited that we were able to pull this move off and actually buy. A team buying at the deadline, people. It's a miracle. And it is the Detroit Red Wings. As hopefully they can take home a playoff series, and that would
double playoffs and LCA.
Sure.
April in the D.
That's fantastic. Listen, you guys can join Justin in Northville Sunday for the U of M Michigan State watch party over at Art and Jake's. Oh, you're not going to be? I heard you were. You won't be.
I'm going to be in Chicago. It's my sister's birthday.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Well, give the Blackhawks hell and have a safe trip out there. We appreciate you popping in for us.
Hey, Justin, hold on real quick. My apology. 2 nights ago, there was a situation with Dylan Larkin and the Red Wings. We talked about it on the show yesterday. He got checked hard as hell, and it just seemed like the rest of the players on his team were kind of just staring, watching, looking, and not necessarily engaging. Hockey, it's not different than football. Like if your boy is getting messed up, like you come with the guns, you come for support, you're coming to help him out. It didn't feel like that way. What did you see when you saw that moment?
When I saw that, at first I was scared as hell for Dylan Larkin's health. Because he is such a crucial piece of this team. So him being injured would have been so devastating. But I was a little surprised because it like it in the hockey way, it's an eye for an eye. You can ask D-Mac about that when it comes to Chris Draper. But I think that was exactly why they went back for Perron. If you go on Spencer's Twitter and you go find that video, Perron, this same exact situation happened, and Perron literally jumped 2 guys and beat the ish out of them because they did that to Larkin. So bringing a lot more jam to this lineup that we desperately need to not get out physical than scared in some of these games against these bigger teams like Vegas.
He called it jam. I love it.
Yeah, 100%. I wanted to get your take on that, and I appreciate that. Enjoy your time out there, and don't do anything I wouldn't do, which isn't much.
Hey, don't worry, Bray. The Braylon Book of Life, it's a good one. So I'll keep busy down here. Have a great one, guys. I appreciate y'all.
You too. Go Broncos. Go Broncos.
Got some super chats to crush. I know we're up against it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But we always do a little overtime if it is called for, right?
It is today, baby.
Hey, new money $1.99 super chat says, should be calling the Giants right now about Brian Burns.
Yes, please.
That's definitely a good one.
No doubt.
Especially after the season he had last year, man.
Lower cost.
I don't think they're getting rid of him. I think they want him. I think
Him and Carter?
I think what the move is Kayvon Thibodeau. In terms of for the Giants, Kayvon Thibodeau would be the move that they would part with, maybe trade. I actually kind of mentioned that yesterday.
Burns and Carter on the edges, man.
And then you got the sexy Dexy in the middle.
Yeah, I mean they gave the Lions hell. Because Abdul Carter got benched, and he responded after that. I don't know if you guys looked, but his last month of the year, kids were on his way.
So sometimes you got to rattle the young guys.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes you rattle them, let them know, hey, look, man, this ain't Penn State.
No doubt.
This ain't the NIL. Like, you get paid here to do a job.
No doubt.
I want you to do that job. But, excuse me, what was I going to say?
Dan Campbell looking damn good right there, man. He likes green like you do.
They lost that game, too. With that, this has been a great week. We appreciate you guys.
Got cut just a couple more.
Yeah,
they spent them.
Let's get in.
That was it.
I knew he was trying so damn hard to get out on that segue. I ain't letting that happen.
Look, Woodward Lions Sports Talk, $4.99 super chats. We have two more here, big ones. He says, I bought the Michigan Arrows football team. Summer pro football is back. My new head coach is Steve Kazor, and my defensive coach is Pepper Johnson.
Hey, brother, do me a favor. Listen.
Pepper Johnson, Mackenzie High School, Ohio State, and he was also a linebacker for the Giants.
Won
they
the
were winning with
championship.
Lawrence Taylor. He won two.
yeah.
It was Harry Carson, and I'm missing one.
And what's
Carl
this guy's
Banks.
name? That bought the Arrows?
I don't know his name,
brother.
but
Can you
I've seen the
please
handle before.
Yeah,
Woodward Lions Sports Talk.
Email me, Anson at woodwardsports.com. Let's get something going. Let's get you onto the show and talk about the Arrows, okay?
I agree.
Let's get that last super chat out the way, buddy.
$20 super chat.
Ooh,
Daniel 303. He was sending in super chats all show and ends with a $20 one. He says, I'm a Detroit sports fan living in Denver. On a Pistons note, what y'all think about drafting a player like Amon-Ra from Michigan and obviously signing and a score? I think we will win the East this year, but a year away from winning a chip.
Yeah, we're Eastern Conference bound, that's for sure.
Yeah, I love my school. I don't know if Mara is the pick for the Pistons. Yeah, I think he's a little frail. I think he's good. I think he's
glad you said it.
Very good for right now. I think he's a little frail. Watch I'm about to get in trouble. Watch I'm about to catch hell. Braylon
They're one player away, though. The Pistons are one player away. A guy that can create his own shot, that can hit it outside, that can handle the rock, that can defend. They're one player away, but I think that they get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Can they win it and get to the finals? That'd be great to see, but they're on their way, man.
Do we have you Tuesday as well as Monday,
Tuesday, and Wednesday?
So you'll see us get after this next week as well. We appreciate you guys for tuning in to the Braylon Network Show, apparently with Anson. Hey, see, that's how you do that right there.
Yeah.
You know what, Dan? You don't always make the wrong decision, but this particular day,
looking good, baby.
Now, what is he going to wear on Sunday?
Corn and BLEW, maybe.
See, I hope he doesn't.
I hope not, too.
I hope not. We'll see you guys next week for Sweet Potato as well as my right-hand Kool-Aid. Thank you for joining the show. We'll see you next week. Go Blue.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep. Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.